everybody. Welcome back. It's another episode of Cape Rugby TV. And as we say every week, we take a look at what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. It's a full show for you tonight. And as promised, 2025 is all about our players and coaches, and we'll be bringing them on a regular basis. Big thanks, of course, to our partners on board with us, Score Energy Drinks. You can win yourself a case of Score during the course of the show. And, of course, CyberSmart, internet security, well, not internet security, although they do security as well, I suppose, but internet service provider, South Africa's leading internet service provider. Right, folks, like I said, full show, coaches and captains, although tonight is a little bit more about coaches. We're going to be catching up with Dylan Freilink from False Bay in a minute or so. Renzo Botman gets back on the show with us, but right now, with me in studio, Rob Willifear is back. Rob, nice to have you back, man.
How's it, Japes? Awesome. All the best for 2025 for you and your show. What an honor to be here with these legends.
Yeah, legends. Okay, so we go to legends. Morgan Newman thinks I'm looking at him.
Absolutely not, Jace. Absolutely not.
Murray Ingram from Ntk. Murray, nice to have you on the show, man.
Thanks for having me on, JP. First time. Been a big fan for a long time, so happy to be here.
And now we do go to a legend. He's been playing. He's been on the show. Handled Cape Rugby TV for a long time. Morgs, nice to have you back, man.
Yeah, Japes. How's it going, man? Good to be here. Thanks for having me. Yeah.
So you've been doing a little bit of bouncing around, and we believe you've taken over at Kraaifontein.
Yeah, I have. I took a massive sabbatical. I think it was cheap as, what is it, COVID days, I think was the last time I was involved in club rugby in the Western Cape, and then Kraaifontein came knocking, and yeah, super excited. I think very cool opportunity, great club, a great environment, not far from where I live, so very exciting. And yeah, I mean, that's diving back into it. Silly season is around the corner. Players are coming and going as it goes. You know how it goes. So, but nonetheless, I mean, if we can get the players from the Kraaifontein area at the club, I think we'll be standing ourselves in good stead for the year.
Let's go to you, Rob. You managed to win the league. That, I think, was our last touch with you. Video of you guys jumping up and down and going absolutely crazy. And then, of course, after that, it was sevens for a couple of weeks. Are you guys back in training? Everything in full swing?
Yeah, Japes, it's like we never left.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like Morg said, 60, 70, 80 guys pitching. Just said that 60, 70, 80 is a different 60, 70, 80 on Thursday.
Really?
So, yeah, the guys in and out. And but look, I think the plan we had for 3 years, the brand we built, the guys, some of them bought in, and those old dogs are back, and that's what matters. A few new guys, which I'm excited about. So yeah, looking forward.
Murray, you know, we've been talking about Ntk now for a couple of years, always in the relegation space, and you guys couldn't get relegation right. But eventually, you managed to pull it off. Relegated to Super League B, but big season ahead for Ntk.
Yeah, you know, obviously you, as a coach, you always want to win. And we did whatever we could. And the funny thing is, I've been involved in Ntk a few years, and it's probably the best team that we had. You know, it was our first year of the real rebuild. But we made a few mistakes along the way, learned a few things, had a very young side. And when you look at a lot of our scores, we were talking before the show, we were a good 60-minute side, but that means nothing.
Yeah, but Rob, we spoke about this quite a few times last year where we were watching Ntk and saying that at no stage was that a poor game. At no stage was any game that Ntk played not a game that wasn't pushing every team they played. I mean, you guys were behind, I think, at one stage, weren't you? Yeah,
Japes, we actually used Murray's words. We said, probably one of the best 60-minute teams out there, and they were just unlucky. Was it fitness? Was it just that 1, 2, 3 players that they needed to see it through an injury at the wrong time? I mean, they had great coaches. I mean, Mossie and Steven with Murray and the rest of the team, brilliant people. They know everything about rugby. That's what's making what's sitting with me at this red table so exciting, because 2 of the teams that I've probably backed for the last 3-4 years are in the same league now, and they gotta work it up, because Kraaifontein had it in them. Ntk probably had it in them to stay, but like you rightly said, at least he got it right for the first time in 8 years, and they lost, and they got to see it through now.
Let's take a quick look here. We've got a little video that came in from Ntk. I've got to show you guys this, and we'll get back to Murray Ingram and his growth at Ntk. right, welcome back, folks. Got a little bit sidetracked there, but yeah, as you can see, that was, of course, NTK, and I think we've got lots of videos. And big thanks, of course, to Arthur Richard from NTK, who's always in touch with us and sending us videos. And that's just a reminder, folks, if you're a club out there, send us your videos, all right? Especially if you've got partners or sponsors that you want to get on board, local business, and get them on the jerseys. You can see right behind me on the screen here, this is free for Club Rugby, where you get, you know, sponsors and supporters on your jersey. But Murray, let's just talk about that. You know, we've spoken for a long time about NTK and the growth of NTK. And people have often spoken about, they speak about the first team only. And Rob and I have spoken about this many times on the show. But the reality is that behind the scenes, a lot of people don't know that you've been building the youth structures. There's a lot of depth there now.
Yeah, that was kind of my initial challenge when I got involved, JP, was just convincing the executive at the club that we needed to move away from trying to compete with the bigger clubs and their budgets, and to try and turn the club into a community club, to draw from the surrounding neighborhood. Through my Academy Connect, I'd been working in a couple of the surrounding schools to help them revive themselves. And, you know, if you look where we're situated, you go 5 or 10 kilometers, any way you want to look, there's talent. And instead of trying to buy it in, let's rather build it. So I was really happy about looking at the pictures. I think we had about 86 guys down at training. Arthur was showing me the figures from the previous years. I think 3 years ago we had 17 guys on the first day.
Yeah.
And most of them, like a big portion of them, are like 20, 21 years old. And that's what we're trying to build.
And so one of the other parts that you've also had a lot of success in is tapping into schools and building a relationship between your club, NTK, and the schools in the area.
Yeah, we started initially with a pilot with Bosmansdam High School in Boedisig, and now we help them revive their rugby. And we've got a couple of other schools in the area, Fairburn, Settlers, and even schools in Rob's catchment area, Jan van Riebeck. But looking at underdog schools, really, you know, I got some boys from Castlesflow and Bellville South, unbelievably talented kids coming through our system. And for me, that's the secret to kind of reviving the club. And it's why I don't mind being in Super B, to be honest. It gives us time to build the base.
So I'm getting the picture now that the guys in the southern suburbs are now driving through to the northern suburbs to play rugby. And Morgs, it used to be the other way around.
It used to be, James. I mean, we had, when I was still at Hammy's days, I mean, we had players from the northern suburbs doing the great trek. But no, hopefully we can turn it around.
You did a couple of treks in your time.
I did a couple of treks in my time. Luckily, I was a bit more southern suburbs, but yeah, it's a long drive. Luckily, it's against traffic, so that's one positive.
All right, folks, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about NTK, Hamilton's, Graaffontein, and of course, we got some clips for you from Eerste Rivier as well as Collegiate still on the card. So don't go away. Back in a sec.